Like Jokic would be a better defender.
He would be a better.
No, he wouldn't.
Yes,
he wouldn't.
Yes, he would, because he can.
Not even a good defender in this era.
Yeah, it's harder.
Why is that?
It's harder for him to be.
He's not even good at defending the rim in this era.
It's harder for him to
hear me now?
defend the rim.
He has no athleticism. What verticality is he doing in the 90s? He doesn't change his
athleticism to guard.
It would be harder for him to.
Can you name an elite defensive center that wasn't good athletically?
What?
Who's saying that he's going to be elite?
Mark Gasol.
Oh yeah, a taller, longer guy. You're right.
Pause. Jesus.
Not low. I know you're not talking. For your last episode.
No. Wait. Ace 30. Nobody, and I don't think Lowe's saying he's going to be
really fact,
this. Nobody's going to say like Jokic is going to be this crazy elite defender. I don't think anybody's saying that. But Jokic, because he doesn't have to move around so much, because he doesn't have to cover space, because they're not going to be putting him in PNR actions literally the whole entire game anytime they play. Go watch the Nuggets. They do that all the time. If he's back in the 90s where he could just sit back more in the paint, use more of his size because of that, I mean, I don't think he's going to be a bad defender the way he is now. It's not going to be the same.
I'm saying he'll be the same. I'm saying he'll be the same level defender.
You're
slightly above average. Slightly above average.
You're wrong.
Slightly above average.
The only reason
because y'all like same way the spacing's not going to be there. Like I said, these bigs are going to attack him. Slashers of that era is going to attack him.
Yeah, but how many bigs are gonna?
Hey! You want to know what happened in the finals?
I said slashers and bigs.
When a slasher was trying to attack him, couldn't do shit like that.
I don't know why we're acting like
I personally
going to be guarding this.
All of the top 5 bigs
outside of Hakeem. Outside of Shaq, who's attacking him constantly as a big?
David Robinson.
No.
Yes, David Robinson can't score Jokic. What do you think Jokic is, Lo? What the hell do you think he is?
What do you think David Robinson is?
We're backing off.
You think David Robinson can't score against Jokic? Nigga? What?
He can score. We're talking about. Wait, let me be clear.
So we're talking about torching him, basically.
Yeah, I want to say we're talking about torch for him to be just as good as a defender he is now, regardless if you think he's good or bad. You would have to think in some capacity he would also be a liability. Back in the 90s, he was. They don't run the sets that would make him a liability. So would David Robinson score? Sure, but would he look as effective as some of the better scoring options in today's game against Jokic? No, because those scoring options in today's game can take him out of the lane and actually utilize his weakness to their advantage.
No, and why I'm saying, one of the reasons why Jokic is an average defender, not just because of the how he defends on the perimeter, is the fact that he came in affect the rim, defend the rim now. He came in contest vertically now. He can't deter lobs now.
But
he wouldn't need to. He wouldn't need to.
What you mean? He wouldn't need to contest vertically in the 90s, though? When the game is all on the paint?
At the basket.
No.
Yeah. So, I just said slashes and bigs. What the hell? What are you talking about? So Jordan, Drexler, and like these dudes, there's no slashes in the 90s.
Yes. He was going against Michael Jordan, yes.
No, I said Drexler too. I'm going down the list of slashes.
Not Drexler, no.
Why not? Well, Drexler's not a good finisher, though? Or we just going to be trash the whole night?
Because that nigga's trash, bro. We're done with the 90s.
Not Drexler
trash? Real quick, is this not the era of bigs? They're going to put Jokic guarding Kurt Rambis, Dennis Rodman. Like
yes.
The guys who can't do anything, that's who Jokic is going to be guarding.
And all
they're
going
to And what is your responsibility outside just guarding your man from a center position?
No, hold up.
Logan
is certain. No, you're missing the biggest point.
But he's not going to be playing center. He's going to be playing power forward. They're going to.
Why would he not play center? Why would he not play center in the 90s?
He doesn't have to. It's the era of two bigs. There are tons of teams. Karl Malone and Mark Eaton, like they have.
Carmelo's a forward.
And they can structure it. Yes, they're going to put Jokic
at the 4. They can just put a more defensive -4 around Jokic.
You can be 6'11" and play the 4.
Bro, the coaches of the 90s are not that innovative. Just cut that out.
Now that part is true.
They're gonna put him at
Why are they not that innovative? He has guard skills, more perimeter skills. I mean,
wait, my bad. Why wouldn't the 90s coaches? Why wouldn't the 90s coaches? Wait. Let me finish. I didn't even ask the question. I said, why wouldn't the 90s coaches get a defensive big and then just push Jokic to the 4?
Because they're dumb.
Y'all really don't think so?
They're not that great. There's only two guys.
Even that.
They're dumb.
We'll talk
Stop.
dumb.
They're dumb. They are dumb.
There was only four. There was only five competent offensive coaches in the 90s.
Stop,
30. Leave it like that.
You're giving them too much credit. It's not
Leave
five.
It,
it's like 3 of them.
Leave it like that. Leave it like that, right?
Hold on.
Leave it like
Bird can coach offense.
Why are we acting like we didn't see Ralph Sampson and Hakeem play next to each other?
That was the 80s.
You know, bro, they're right in the same time frame.
No, I ain't gonna lie. There was more innovation in the 80s than there was in the 90s.
There way more innovation in the
80s was better. We're not done with the 80s. We're not done with the 80s.
We saw.
But also,
we're just talking about that decade.
Yeah, it's an anomaly.
Yeah, we're talking about the 90s. Yeah, we're talking about the 90s.
But even that's an anomaly. Like having Ralph Sampson and Hakeem, that's an anomaly. Like
I hear you.
Most of the time, yeah, they were just dumb. They were dumb. A lot of, to be honest with you, if I had to be honest, coaching is by far, like, coaching and lack of innovation is the biggest thing that killed a lot of things that happened in the 90s. The dumb ideology that you have to play a certain type of way because you play in a position would actually that would actually make Jokic worse because they wouldn't allow Jokic to do the things that actually make him a great player.
That's a much better argument to do it. But, like, I mean, even recently we've seen the two big lineup. Like, we saw the Mavs give Dirk Tyson Chandler because he can't protect the rim. And that's in a much better spaced era, in an era where you can't put Dirk on a player like Dennis Rodman who isn't doing anything offensively. Like, so I don't understand how you wouldn't.
Yeah, that's the 2010s and 2000s. That's not the 90s.
But you could see it in the 90s with teams like the Jazz where they're giving Karl Malone good elite defensive centers. Like, you could see, I mean, they could have even put him at the 3. It's not like he's that much slower or unathletic.
They wouldn't do that.
Larry Bird.
They wouldn't do that.
They wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
They wouldn't put Dennis Footer at the 3. They wouldn't. They would not.
They wouldn't. But the thing is, right, to go back to the Jokic defensive point, if Jokic, all he has to do is commit hard doubles and just stay at the rim, he's going to be just fine. Let's not act as if for the whole postseason run last season, that's precisely what he did. And how many people, and me, I still think he's not that great of a defender, but how many people be like, oh, yeah, Jokic, man, he just made so much of a better effort. He made what?
They were gassing. They were gassing that shit. They
were gassing his defense. Like, oh yeah, Jokic was so much of a better defender. You know, he was just giving so much more effort. He's doing all this. No, bro, he just was helping and just roaming at the paint, similar to what he was doing in the 90s. So no, A-Sturdy. We just see what happened when he places teams where there's not going to be a lot of actions for him to get involved, and people assume that he's a pretty good defender. The same thing's going to happen in the 90s. Bro.
No, Dub, for the last time. He can't protect the rim. Outside, he can't protect the rim. No, what are you talking about? Give me one proof. How can Joker protect the rim, Dub?
Because he would have another 7-footer to help him protect the rim.
That's the answer. That's the answer.
His numbers across the board would look better as a rim protector because there'll be somebody else next to him to help him protect the rim.
That's the answer. Just like today's game, you have to put another elite defender to help him out because he can't contest vertical. He can't protect the rim.
But I still think they would. I mean, I don't think it'd be that difficult to find a defensive-oriented forward that's tall enough that you can put next to Jokic.
Yeah, I'm not saying it is. You can play next to you play next to a bunch of guys. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying we're talking about Joker at a vacuum. You put him in the 90s, it's not gonna change defensively. He'll be average like he is today.
But the thing is, I don't think that he has to change because I think when the lane is clogged up with another defender, like he gets to do what he does best defensively, which is just stay in the lane. And if there's another defender next to him, by default, he will look better as a defender because you would actually have somebody next to him to, like, not only cut off a driving lane or cut off a shoulder for somebody to go over on in terms of like a hook shot or a fader or up and under, but also like now, just in a general sense, if I'm trying to defend you, just the fact, the sheer size, I'm 7 feet tall and I'm as big as I am, even if it makes it easier for somebody to just come over and help and contest. Like just by default, he will be a better defender because the paint is more clogged. And also he'd be a better defender because those niggas were worse offensively. Just by default.
So player A can only get exposed on defense one way. And player B can get exposed on defense 3, 4, 5, 6 different ways. Is player A not a better defender because they have less flaws defensively and can't be exposed in as many ways? So they're more of a sound defender?
No, because versatility isn't the only metric for defense. For example, and just how we said was done in the '90s, those slow-footed bigs like Mutombo, who can only protect the paint, the rim, he's valuable in that era. But if you put him in today's era, he'll be less valuable because he's not as versatile. So it depends on the era, and it also depends on that one thing that you're good at. Because protecting the paint is always, no matter what era, will be in vital important to your defense.
Yeah, but you just said Mutombo would be worse in today's era because he wouldn't be as valuable because he can't move. So Jokic wouldn't be as bad then as he is now because he can't move, so it wouldn't be getting exploited like it does today. So he would be a better defender.
But Logan, what did I end it with? Rim protection. Jokic, and no matter what era, is not a good rim protector. Period.
I just disagree with that. I just disagree with that.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. Disagree.
He's getting.
Cook him, Logan. You're cooking him right now. Go full roast him right now, bro.
His flaws go away. Perimeter go away in the 90s. So he has less flaws. He has to be a better defender.
He's saying his
you
primary
can't lessen the amount
Hold
of
on,
flaws.
let him cook.
Let him finish.
Yeah, you can't have less flaws in your game and then be the same level of defender. That's impossible. You can't get rid of your flaws. Granted, it's because of how they played and rules, but like you can't have less flaws and then still be the same level of defender. You have to get better at that point.
Number one responsibility of a center, no matter what era, is to protect the paint. Joker lack of athleticism, Joker's lack of foot speed, no matter what era, he cannot do so. What I am saying is, in this particular occasion, when we compare Mutombo and Jokic, the Mutombo rim protection will be more valuable in the 90s than it will be for today because of the things spread out. Because of Joker's lack of athleticism, he's never going to be a good rim protector in any era, despite the spacing, despite the help. He's just not.
That doesn't mean
period.
In the 90s, the lane was just more crowded in general because people were playing closer to the basket, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So theoretically, 6'11" Jokic being closer to the rim with other people around him, making the lane more congested. Why is all of a sudden his rim protection just going to be destroyed when the paint is going to be that crowded? He's a big body playing at the rim, and he doesn't have to rotate over as far as he would have had to in today's game. So
yeah, I didn't say he would be destroyed. I say he'll be the same because, and the reason I say he'll be the same and not get worse because Jokic is a high IQ player. He blows up plays, he recognizes plays, he actually makes right positioning and rotations. But in my opinion, the number one attribute you need to be a good rim protector is athleticism, to contest shots vertically, to deter shots in the paint. And Jokic, just because you put him in the 90s, it's not going to change that athletic, not going to change that particular attribute of his game. That's why I said it's not going to be worse, it's not going to be better, he'll be the same.
Okay, so let's use some critical thinking here. Let's say he is the same rim protector. For the sake of the argument, we don't need to get on would he be better. Let's say he is the same. If one of his weaknesses is rim protection, and the other one of his weaknesses is defending in space, but he doesn't have to defend in space in the 90s, how would he not be a better defender?
Because in my opinion, if you can't protect the rim at a decent amount of level, then that's going to put a cap on you, especially as a center, no matter what era.
Yeah, I'm not saying how would he not be a great defender. I'm saying how would he not be better than he is in today's game, where he has the weaknesses at the rim.
Okay, my bad. Because
technically he only has one of those weaknesses.
Because in my opinion, the value of rim protection for that era is more valuable than it is today. It's always been valuable throughout each era, but I think the 90s to the late 2000s were the highest in terms of value for rim protecting. So because you can't do the main thing you are asked to do in that era, that's why I'm saying he's going to have a cap regardless of his responsibilities of guarding in space or not. That's my opinion.
But in an era where the lane is more congested and there's more people on the paint, his rim protection would be more.
The circumstances would benefit. Yeah, I'm with Mars. The circumstances of the 90s of having to be in the elbows and the nail, you're just schematically it helps Jokic amplify his IQ, hot hands, things of that nature, playing big, things of that nature. It would actually accentuate the strong suit that he has, which is his physical strength, IQ, and active hands.
Oh yeah, I just realized what Lowe said was cap too. Because in the '90s, you're not going to have that much help from the power forward position. Because in illegal defense, once that defender get past the first guy, he's the last line defense. There is no extra guy come from the lane lines unless you're a good team like the Bulls or the Rockets who have a mobile enough power forward to do so to disguise those type of things. So if you even put an elite defender of that power forward who's going to be just as slow footed as him, no, he's still going to be the last line defense. Hence, that's what I'm saying. He's going to be the same level.
Yeah, Mars.
It's not responsibility. Responsibility does not dictate your level, what type of value defender you are. That's why I said versatility is not the number one component for the type of defender you are. It's impact. And for Joker's specific case, being a paint protector in the '90s, where he's the last line defense.
Joy way.